Hello, my spec guns. It is I, Artist Blood, the ghoul next door, your favorite ghoul fiend. And, okay, so you might have heard me talk about my magazine. And one of the categories happens to be, that I cover in the magazine happens to be gardening. I am a terrible gardener. I don't know the first thing about gardening. But I picked up a package of seeds a while ago, following the instructions on this, how to start it indoors, and so far I have managed to get them to sprout. And I used coffee grinds because it's the middle of winter and I could not get out to go get potting soil. So I used coffee grinds to get them started, and they've started to sprout. And I'm writing the article about the process for the magazine. So I thought I'd show you, and today we are going to take them out of the starter pack. Not only did I use coffee grinds, I used a coffee can. So we're going to take it out of that, and we're going to try to plant it into a proper pot and see how far we get. All right, so I have lined the larger pot with paper towel because this is indoors. And once again, I'm using coffee grinds. I don't know. I think I might be too late. They're cucumber seeds that I had planted, and they were sprouting nice, but I think I waited a day or two too long because it looks like they're already starting to die. But, you know, we'll give it a try and we'll see. And it is miserable outside. So today I am going to make a Newfoundland peas pudding. Okay, so with a Newfoundland traditional pudding bag, okay, which looks like this. Good. Right? Not this one. This one is brand new and I still need to wash it. But I have an older one over in the kitchen that I'm going to use today. And it's a really simple recipe. What I love about this, there's a recipe card that comes with it. I've used these recipes before. So, a Newfoundland peas pudding is split peas, 1 cup, salt to taste, pepper, and butter. And let's go do, oh, I should say, this is usually served with salt, beef, and cabbage. A salt, beef, and cabbage dinner, so technically a Jig's dinner. I'm not going to do a Jig's dinner because I don't eat salt beef. But a Jig's dinner, large piece of salt meat and soak in cold water overnight. Place fresh water in the pot and boil the salt meat on the stove with a small amount of salt pork for 45 minutes. So that's a very salty meal because you've got salt beef and salt pork both being used. Bring that to a boil. Prepare your vegetables. Your vegetables are turnip, carrots, potatoes, and cabbage. Add vegetables to the boiling pot. Allow 15 minutes between each vegetable. Cook until the potatoes are done. If cooking your dinner for a family, a cup of peas placed in a cloth and tied with a string may be hung on the pot to cook with your meat before the vegetables are placed in the pot. And what they mean by peas are the split peas. So we're not doing the Jig's dinner, not today, because I don't have any cabbage or carrots. Otherwise, I would do a vegetarian version of it. We're just doing the peas pudding today, shall we? Okay, so I just put a cup of the split peas into the pudding bag. So this is the pudding bag, okay? And it says to tie 1 inch above the amount of peas. So the peas are down here, and I've tied it up here, and I measured it. And then, of course, you have to tie it to the pot so that it doesn't fall in. This will take a couple hours, so we'll come back then. All right, so it's been a couple of hours, and the instructions say when cooked, press water out, which I did in the clean sink. I pressed the bag until there was no extra water left in it, and I'm about to put it into the bag. I'm about to put it into the bowl and mix with the salt, pepper, and butter. So I'll show you that in a minute. Okay, so I just turned the bag inside out, and clearly I've got to wash the bag now, but this is what it should look like before you add the butter or the salt or anything. And that is Newfoundland peas pudding. Basically looks like a mashed potato. Okay, that'll wrap it up for this time, and I will see you next month with the probably a tarot card reading. So until then, creeping screams.